Mr. Speaker, today I introduce the Federal School Meals Parity Act with my colleague, Congresswoman Stacey Plaskett of the U.S. Virgin Islands as the original co-sponsor. Our bill would ensure that Guam and the U.S. Virgin Islands are reimbursed fairly under the U.S. Department of Agriculture's in-school meal and child nutrition programs. These USDA programs provide nutritionally balanced meals to needy K-12 students each school day, including a breakfast, a lunch, and an after-school snack. For many needy school children, these USDA programs often provide their only well-balanced or full meal of the day. These important federal nutrition programs serve millions of American school children nationally, including some 18,000 Guam students and more than 10,000 students from the Virgin Islands. However, current USDA regulations reimburse Guam and the U.S. Virgin Islands at the rate for the continental United States. At the same time, our peer outlying jurisdictions, Alaska, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico, receive a much higher reimbursement rate. According to USDA, the higher reimburses rates for these states and territory reflect higher costs of delivering these programs in those outlying jurisdictions. Well, we agree wholeheartedly that all outlying jurisdictions should be reimbursed at higher rates than the mainland United States because of these higher costs. All 5 territories and both states outside the continental United States share the challenges of higher costs of living, fewer locally available resources, and greater percentages of school children from undeserved households. Indeed, Guam and the U.S. Virgin Islands both have higher costs of living, lower median household incomes, and greater unemployment than the mainland United States. Both territories face much higher costs for imported food, transportation, fuel, refrigeration, and other everyday necessities than the mainland. Certainly, Guam is located and is the furthest of the territories. To address these inadequacies, our bill would require that the USDA reimburse Guam at the same rate as its peer jurisdictions, Alaska and Hawaii, and the USDA reimburse the U.S. Virgin Islands at the same rate as neighboring Puerto Rico. Under the Federal School Meals Parity Act, public, Department of Defense, and private schools on Guam and the U.S. Virgin Islands would receive additional federal funding to provide more in-school nutritious meals to our needy students. Lastly, our bill directs USDA to complete a report comparing the costs of providing in-school meals to students in all 5 U.S. territories, with the mainland 48 states and the outlying states of Alaska and Hawaii. I continue working in partnership with Congresswoman Plaskett to ensure that parity for Guam and the U.S. Virgin Islands under USDA's in-school meal and child nutrition programs. So as Congress works to finalize the 2018 Farm Bill, I hope that our colleagues will provide equitable reimbursement for Guam and the U.S. Virgin Islands. For me and Congresswoman Plaskett, this is an issue of fundamental fairness for the territories and our students. It must be a priority for our House and Senate colleagues as well. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and I yield back the remainder of my time.